For as long as video games have been around, they have created predominantly male occupied spaces of gaming and discussion. Yet, in recent years, the production of more and more games with strong female leads has shaken that notion, thus allowing women to finally enter these restricted spaces and open conversation about the rampant sexivity and inclusivity issues of the industry. This September, I, among many other gamers, eagerly awaited a video game which could revolutionize the role of female protagonists in gaming. I refer specifically to Nintendo's The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, the first ever Zelda game with the titular Zelda as the protagonist. While Nintendo has made dozens of memorable, timeless video games, their inclusion of female characters in the past has not always been the most accurate in terms of diversity. From over-sexualization to completely concealing a female character's gender under a guise of masculinity, not all of Nintendo's conduct towards these women has aged well. This has led many to be wary of what a specifically female-led game, following a long history of male protagonists, would look like. Yet, having identified this apprehension, we can nonetheless contend that, quote, diversity isn't just nice to have, it is a necessity. It not only means essential representation for a significant number of female gamers, it also provides a better understanding for men in terms of shifting the perspective of a woman's role and capabilities. End quote. Diversity is not only an issue for the marginalized, but also for the majority. The separation of understanding between unaware gamers and the wider community of players only serves to limit the creativity and appreciation of gaming, which creativity is inherently an exercise of community involvement. Dozens of hands are needed to make, produce, and distribute gaming material, not to mention the teams of people behind the creative thought process of well-loved content. This level of understanding can only create more pleasant and enjoyable interactions for all involved in the gaming community, be it in team-based or open-world games, online forums, and fanwork sites. Some of my most heart-touching experiences with video games have come from the unity that occurs from a community that is rich in diversity and sincere representation. Video games have always played a leading role in my life, even long before I had developed the motor skills to hold a controller. Every Saturday morning, I would watch my older brother play through the Zelda games, and whatever else we managed to beg and borrow from our uncles and older cousins. While still fighting the remnants of sleep, I would sit by his side, blurry-eyed, yet riveted by the stories that would unfold on our small living room TV. Tales of wise princesses and courageous knights accompanied TV static, with a world I knew, yet I always wondered, why is the protagonist always a boy? My brother explained to me that the boy was supposed to look like a girl if you wanted him to, but even then, why couldn't you ever save a prince rather than a princess? Why were women always weak and in need of being rescued? All my life I was waiting for a Zelda game where a woman could save herself for a change, and this is what Echoes of Wisdom has finally offered me. While fans are quick to point out shortcomings and pick apart every aspect of the story that does not perfectly fulfill the feminist ideal, we as players have to give grace to game developers to continue to support their efforts for inclusivity, that they may continue to produce more progressive games with the hope of a brighter future where everyone can find aspects of themselves in the hero of the story.